UCLA Medical Center.
Did you always want to be a doctor? And if not, what made you change to be an ER doctor?
No, I didn't always want to be a doctor. I started out as a business major in college, and I really didn't know what I wanted to do when I went to college. I was doing my classes and that sort of thing, really wasn't looking towards what I was going to do as a career. I thought maybe I would do something in real estate or something like that, but I really wasn't sure. And so after 2 years, I still didn't know what I wanted to do, so I decided to take a class one summer, a science class, and see how I did. Because that was one of the classes that you need in order to apply to medical school. And so I did well in it, got it, an A, and then the next semester I took 2 more and did well on those, and then it just kind of took off from there. So part of it was I was so unsure about what I wanted to do in business, and there's so many different things that you can do, and when you have that many choices, it's sometimes hard to make choices. Whereas medicine is a very defined career path. So you do these 10 classes, you take this test, you apply to medical school, you go to medical school. There's some choice within medical school, but once you pick one field, you're within that field, and then you just work, or you decide to do research, or there are other choices within those fields. But I didn't have to go out and just say, well, I'm gonna have to find a job doing something, and I don't know what it's gonna be, and it could be something I like, might not be something I like. And so I like the idea of having just a defined steps, defined path. So that's kind of how I got to medicine.
Did you have to take any major or minor risks yet to become who you are now?
Risks, taking summer school classes and taking extra classes, in college, it's always a risk, as far as being potentially time wasted, or time where you don't get the grades that you need to get into medical school, or you spend time studying for the MCAT, to get in and trying to work on your application, and not everybody gets in. And so, that's always a risk, but, it's one of those things where, you wasn't going to not do them because I might not get in. You have to be willing to invest the time, and if it pays off and you get in, then I think there are a lot of rewards that come after that. But if you don't put in that effort and try and do it, then you won't know if you're capable of doing it. So I'd say that was probably the only risk with trying to get into medicine, is that it's not easy to get in. It's not easy to finish all those classes and get good enough scores to get in. So it's a big time commitment, just to try and have a reasonable application. So that's the only risk that I can think of. Well, I guess there's a risk that you might not actually like it once you get in, and then you've put in a lot of time. But that I think is true with anything, with any career choice. If I would have done business or tried to figure out, did I want to be in banking or real estate or finance, I might have gotten into those career choices and not been happy either. So, I think that's true of any career choosing process. There's always going to be risks of needing to start over and pick a new career and take another road, and so I think that's true with anything. It's just that medicine has all these requirements before you can just start working, and it's sometimes a long time commitment. So it's easy to kind of get off that path during that long time commitment. So.
hard work or luck that got you to where you are now?
Probably a little bit of both. I mean, you know, I would say there was some luck in getting into medical school, and then once I got in, then it was definitely all pretty much hard work. You know, once I got in, I worked really hard, especially in medical school. So, yeah, I mean, once I got in, you know, you get that spot, it's pretty easy to work as hard as you possibly can, you know, to get what you need.
Did you have any small or major failures on well going to medical school?
Once I got in, no, I can't really think of any. It was pretty, yeah, I did pretty well. I mean, there's none that I can think of off the top of my head.
Yummy, yummy.
Did anyone discourage you from becoming a doctor?
Who's that from?
No. No. I mean, my parents were pretty supportive of me doing that. Yeah, there was not really anybody discouraging me from doing it. You know, it was just more of kind of knowing that it was going to be a long, you know, path. You know, a lot of years of work to get there. So that was, I had some hesitancy about whether or not, you know, I was going to spend that amount of time. But you know, once I got in, 1 year was gone, and then it just kind of takes off from there. So, I mean, I think that the only setback I had was when I first got out of medical school and I started working as a resident and training. That first week was pretty tough, pretty terrible. So, yeah.
You consider your work, do you consider this just work or life's work?
Question. I think it depends. Some days it's just work, you know, and I think that's true with any job, even if it is something that's, you know, I think is helping people. There are days where, you know, it's definitely rewarding, definitely life's work. But you know, I mean, we're human like everybody else, and there are days where, you know, maybe we don't want to be here, or you know, there's something else going on in our lives, and we're just not as appreciative of the privilege of doing what we do. And so yeah, there are days where it's just work. You know, you try and you start feeling like that, you try and kind of refocus about what it is that you're doing and why you went into it in the first place. And so, so you try and get out of those kind of ruts that you might get in where you feel like it's you know, just a job. But I think that with this job, you know, working in the ER, it's different every day, it's different every shift, and so you know, you're always going to have a tough day every now and then, but there are a lot of rewarding days, you know. So I think it's a mix of both.
And what advice do you have for kids my age who want to go into this career field?
I would say that you know, I think that you need to kind of be around it a little bit and see in different areas of medicine what it's like, you know, to actually be there on a daily basis. See if you think that you could handle that environment, or if it's interesting to you. I think that it's hard to know, like with any career, whether or not it's going to be something you really want to do until you really start doing it. But I think you can get a taste of it, you can get a glimpse of what it's like, and you know, especially there's going to be frustrating things about every career, but you know, I think you have to have some volunteer experience or some way of seeing what it's like, because it's a long road, it's a long commitment to make, just to even start your career. those sort of things, and are important, and I think become more important once you get into college. But you know, at a young age, I think it's just exposing yourself to, you know, seeing what it's like, or asking questions about the, you know, the pros and the cons of whatever career choice you're looking at, and what it's like, how long it takes, those sorts of things, and, you know, what people like and don't like about it, what they would do differently. And you're going to get different opinions from, you know, different doctors who are happy or unhappy for whatever reason, and frustrated by certain things in medicine. But you know, so I think it's good to get more than one opinion on those type of things before you make big decisions like that. And then sometimes some of these things make decisions, you know, they're decided for you. You either aren't able to get the grades that you need to get in, or you apply and you don't make it. So sometimes those paths are defined for you. But you know, when it comes to this, I think you need to have some exposure to what it's like before you jump into that long-term commitment.